God knows what this is going to be like. It's going to be absolute chaos in there. In fact, I think that's the one robot that's not in there. The loser melee. Spawn again. You've repaired all your damage from the last battle.
Yep, we have. Well, some of it anyway.
And how are you feeling about this?
We'll find out in a minute, I think.
As I said, I think you've just got to watch your backs. Now, this phenomenal driver here, are you going to take the others out? Of course you are.
Yeah, sure, we're just going to go completely, I don't know, ballistic and wild.
Wild.
And out of control and just...
But have you got the weaponry to take the others out?
Yeah, sure we have. We can push them around. I mean, that's a weapon. You don't just have to smash them to bits.
Okay, you don't just have to smash them to bits. How do you feel about those other robots?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It could have been worse.
Well, okay, it could have been worse. But what's it going to be like with 3 of you in there?
I think we're really going to have to watch our back with these pair. We really think we are.
2 flippers.
2 flippers. And 3. I make 3 flippers. I can't wait for this. I think it's going to be fantastic. You're all going to be in bits.
Roboteers, stand by.
What will happen here to Spawn again? Darren Ball and Luke Jackman roughed up by Razor in their last battle. Wild Thing beaten by the judges, and Chaos 2 and S3 in the pit by Bigger Brother. Nick Adams at the controls of Wild Thing, Pete Alsop with the S3 controls. Sergeant Bash, uncontrolled, flamethrower and pincers. Totally out of control. Shunt will try and get you totally out of here.
3, 2, 1.
It'll be mayhem. S3 moves from the right-hand side. Spawn again coming in from the left. S3 in the middle at the moment, spinning away, trying to get that hugely powerful, vertically mounted disc into play on the front of Spawn again. Slicing, bashing. Wild Thing took damage. So did Spawn against front flipper. Previously already damaged by Razor. Well, they're gang up on Wild Thing, it would seem here. Is it a process of elimination? Gang up on one, then take on t'other. Wild Thing squeezes between the two. There we can see Nick Adams at the controls. Chasing down on Spawn again. The S3, 1000 RPM, 20 kilo, 18-inch diameter snatch weapon they call it, the spinning blade. Rotating, looking fearsome. Spawn again, momentarily silenced and stilled. Up goes its flipper, down goes the pit, released there. S3 on the charge on Wild Thing. Who's nearest the pit? Wild Thing dances away. What is that next to the pit? Something's come off. S3 on the attack. It's Spawn again being counted out by the ref bot. These two will be left to fight it out then for a place in the next battle. Spawn again, they've been counted out by the ref bot. We're down to 2. Wild Thing and S3, only one to survive. They're in the same control pod. Wild Thing the aggressor, the more experienced here of the two, I would say. Previous semi-finalists on 2 occasions. S3 has the weaponry. Spawn again has the long way home via the pit, says Sergeant Bash. Down you go. That's the last we'll see this series of Spawn again. And I think the judges will have to decide the winners of S3 and Wild Thing. Who stays in? Who goes out? I don't have to make the decision. The real brains do.
What an amazing battle. Excellent drive, and Spawn again refuses to be born again. Consigned to the pit of oblivion. It's down to the judges on Wild Thing and S3.
S3 got an attack there, and once again Wild Thing took damage from Spawn again and was on the receiving end, but came back strongly to push S3 into the CPZ twice, and then against the arena sidewalk. Certainly for me, Wild Thing the aggressor at the end.
The judges have made a decision. One robot has a tick, the other one has a nasty cross. Now, they've been looking at style, control, damage and aggression. And on control and style, Wild Thing won. But they said that the damage inflicted by S3 to Wild Thing was so great, they've gone for S3! You're being very gracious. You were about that much away from beating Chaos 2.
Well, that's right. That was a great fight. This was a good one too, and S3 were better than I expected them to be. They must have tweaked their drive system or something. But the blade, yeah, it's caused some damage to our robot. I don't know how much, but
it's kind of ripped it apart, really.
well, no, it's
the whole of the right-hand side
nothing
seems
inside there, but just like in the other fights, we're all over them at the end.
You've got these long-lasting batteries in yours. It just goes on and on and on towards the end.
We push them down one CPZ down and then down to the other end again, and I think they got a bit of damage.
That's why you won on control, you know.
Yeah.
You had a second bite of the cherry in the melee, having lost to Chaos 2, and you haven't pulled it off. You're great competitors, a lovely team. The audience love you. Let's go crazy for Wild Thing!
I think they're a fat lady singing.
Yeah, you are cutting it fine, aren't you?
Oh yeah, no, well, yeah.
Cutting it fine. Now,
Absolutely.
Who would you not want to fight in the melee? Chaos 2, Bigger Brother, or Razor? I'm just going to let you think about that, okay? Because you haven't got a choice about it. It's going to come out of the hat and you've got to fight one of them. Ladies and gentlemen, what a robot! S3!
So S3 join 3 very experienced machines. Chaos 2 will meet Bigger Brother, Razor will meet S3, and the 2 winners go through to the series final.